Đúng cái kiểu.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Let's start the lesson now. Why are you late? Why are you late?
I need to go somewhere.
Okay. Where did I stop, by the way?
We are in page 105.
105. You mean student's book?
Yes.
Student's book. Page, course book, page 105. We have finished about French, right?
Yeah.
Then we do number 10. Finished. We have already discussed, I think.
Yes.
So we are going to do workbook. Today we are going to do workbook. Let's go to workbook. Page 45. Tick the sentences which are grammatically correct. Complete sentences. Do you see that?
Yes.
Page 45. Number 1. Yung Kim, could you please read? I'm kind of still joining. Not ready.
That all depends. Take the sentence where
Sentences which are grammatically correct.
Complete sentence.
So you need to tick the sentences which are grammatically correct. For example, number 1. Yung Kim read.
That all depends.
That all depends. First, you need to check the verb. Do you see verb in that sentence?
No.
Really? You cannot find verb? Please look at carefully. Depends. Depends. Jungkikin, what is depends? Verb, noun, adjective,
Verb.
verb. So if there is a verb in a sentence, it is called a well, if there is a verb, we can call it is a sentence or maybe a phrase. So that all depends. Is it meaningful?
Yes, it's meaningful.
Yes, it is meaningful. So number one, can we say that it is a sentence? It is a sentence. Can we say like that? Okay, try
Yes.
to understand. Yes, it is a sentence. So grammatically correct. First, it is meaningful. Second, it is grammatically correct because of verb. And it makes sense. That is why we could say that it is a complete sentence. Do the rest. In number two, read.
Although it was 2 o'clock in the morning and everybody had been fast asleep for several hours.
Hours. So does it make sense? Is it correct? Is it correct?
Yes.
No,
No.
it is wrong. It is wrong because here you put although, but you put and. Two conjunctions together. So it is wrong. It is a wrong sentence. Number three, read.
History shows that the same happened time again, regardless.
Is it correct? So first you need to check verb. Second, whether it is grammatically correct or not. You need to check. What do you think?
Is correct.
Yeah, it is correct. History shows that. Yeah, go on.
Would
Next.
that she had never clapped
Times.
eyes on them?
Would that she had. Would had never. Is it correct?
No, it's not
No,
correct.
it is grammatically wrong, right? So number
Yes.
4 is wrong. Let me check. Would that she had never left eyes on them?
Question mark.
What is the problem? Wait, I'm checking. in speaking, we could say like, would that she had never clapped arms on that. So it is okay. It is okay. Would that she had never clapped that arms on them. This sentence is okay. You know, would that she had never clapped arms on them. Yeah, it is fine. How about the last one? You can see that way. It's not wrong. Number 5, read.
A most magnificent sight when you remember for a lifetime.
Is it correct? Is it grammatically correct? Do you see the verb, main verb, I mean? Do you see
No.
the main verb? No,
No.
there is no main verb. So it is not a complete sentence. It is not a complete sentence. So it is wrong. Number 5 is wrong. Number 5 and number 2 are wrong. Okay, the rest are correct. So next, I will do number 2. 2 is also useful for you. Read.
Put either a single dash or a pair of dash in the following space to show either an additional thought or
Clarification.
clarification, as in the lesson in sorry, or to
Exercise.
create a parenthesis.
Parenthesis. Parenthesis. You know, to create a parenthesis. Do you remember parenthesis? Dash. Do you remember those rules? You can put dash. You can put dash and put bracket. They are parentheses and comma as well. So you need to consider these. Number A, I will do it as an example. Read A.
And do you remember the time I spoke? It might have been about 20 years ago when we first saw the Great Wall of China.
I suppose it must have been about 200 years ago, if you trust. Do you remember the time? That is the question. When we first saw the Great Wall of China, that is another clause. So there are 3 parts. Do you remember the time? I suppose it must have been about 20 years ago. So there are 3 parts. So you must separate these phrases. So you need to consider the parentheses. As it is a sort of sentence, in this case, you better put dash. That is called parenthesis. You can separate like this. Do you remember the time? Dash. I suppose it must have been about 20 years ago, dash, when we first saw the Great Wall of China. So can you try the rest on your own, Yong?
Yes.
Try, whether it is correct or not. Later, I will give you feedback. See, we are doing workbook. Page number 45, 45, 46.
Okay.
Okay, Yoon Ki start.
I have been waiting for
Ages.
ages. Dash thinking dash you were going to show us up dash as I usually do.
Actually, Yoon Ki, this is okay. I have already taught you the participle. Do you remember the participle?
Yeah.
ING participle and ED participle. So present participle and past participle. For participle, we better put comma. So in this case, comma is already mentioned, and this situation is okay. It is not wrong. And the thing is here, as I usually do. The last part, do you see that? As I usually do is a kind of phrase, and then we put dash, as I usually do. So we cannot put comma here. It is okay. We can put comma. It is okay. The thing is, you need to put dash here. And number C, key. Would you like to try?
Yes. We are going to make it to the cinema dash in time, and I hate missing the beginning of a film.
Yeah, we aren't going to make it to the cinema in time.
Yes.
Is it okay?
I think it's like okay. Yeah, I think okay.
You mean nothing is wrong?
Yeah.
Where will you put, if you have to put parentheses, where will you put?
I would
Two
love to.
sentences are joined with and. Don't forget
Yes.
it. So where can
So
you
can
put
I
the
like before and?
yes, before and?
Yeah.
You need to put dash here. We aren't going to make it to the cinema in time. It is not that command, but if you want to put parentheses, you can put here dash, and I hate missing the beginning of the film. And next, D.
If you don't think you will be able to wake up early enough, then you had better set an alarm dash or maybe even two alarms to be on the safe side.
If you don't if you don't think you will be able to wake up early enough, it is okay. And after if clause, we put comma, it is still okay. Then you have better set an alarm. That is one phrase. So another phrase is or another phrase. So you can put dash here. Dash or maybe full stop. Okay. So please learn how to put parentheses. And the next thing that I want to do is I want to repeat page 47, number 4. In course book, I have already taught you, but I want to do it again. You can put these prefixes like inter, pro, post, ex, hyper. I taught you already in the textbook, in the
Yes.
course book. I will discuss the meaning and the opposite. I won't do example. It means that you need to use that word in the exercise. So I won't do example. I want to go quickly over. So inter. How do you understand my inter?
Between.
Oh, redo. Between.
Inter is between. How about
Yes.
opposite? Opposite. In.
Into.
No.
No.
You can take reference on the course book. Course book. Page 98. You can look at page 98, course book. You can take reference. So opposite of inter is, who can say? Hey, you are supposed to learn. Inter opposite. Inter opposite.
Intra.
Yes, intra. Inter opposite is intra. What does it mean, intra?
Like it's mean like within.
Within.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue. Pro. What is the meaning of pro?
Like for.
For.
Yeah.
So opposite of pro. Opposite of pro. Hey, opposite of pro. Anti.
Is that auto?
No,
Anti.
pro opposite is anti. It means against.
Against, yeah.
Yeah, pro means agree. You it is for. Another is for. The meaning for pro means pros and cons.
Yes.
Pro means pros. So it must be for. Opposite is anti. It means against. So you should write down the meaning as well. It means against. Okay, I will let you think in advance. So I won't use example. Instead, I will let you write the meaning of opposite. Intra means anti means against. Intra means within. Something like that. Do the rest. The other 3.
Doing here to like C and D and E, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Number C. Post. What does it mean, post? Post
After.
graduate.
After.
After. Opposite of post.
Pre.
Pre. What is
Or
pre?
before.
Prehistoric. So it is before. Okay, correct. How about X? Key. X. What does it mean?
Like into.
X. X is in or out. Opposite.
Like
Out.
X meaning, right?
X. Yeah.
X meaning. Oh, okay. X meaning like out of.
Out. So opposite of X.
In.
In. Opposite
Into.
is in.
Yeah.
In again. In.
Okay. In.
And how about number E? Key.
Hyper.
Hyper. What does it mean, hyper?
Hyper mean over.
Over. How
Yes.
about opposite of hyper?
Hypo.
Hypo. What does it mean,
Below.
hypo?
Like
Below.
below. Yeah.
Below and yes. So let's do next. I'll let you do this. Number 6. Read. You can read the instruction for number 6. This one.
Put sharp, any, no, or nan
Nan.
in the gas below.
Yes. Can you put these? Chúng cái kêu number A.
We don't have any peas, but
Yes, yes.
peas, but we do have some apple. There was no delivery of fruit today. We have now 6 yesterday.
Yes, correct. The first one is don't have. That is why it must be any, right? Negative is followed by any. And we do have some apples because of the meaning do have. So it must be some. And according to the meaning of that sentence, there was no delivery of fruit. So we have had none. You have nothing since yesterday. Okay, how about B?
Nobody has been here since we left. Although there is anybody here now, and I can imagine why nobody should want to come here. Sorry,
The
can I
first
tell
one
again?
is
Okay, we had some things yesterday. Nobody has been. Oh, sorry. Somebody has been here since we left. Although there is some
nobody here now.
nobody here, yeah, nobody here now, and I can imagine why nobody should want to come here.
Wait, some are correct, some are wrong. The first one has been here since we left. So it means there is someone. That is why the first one is somebody.
Yes.
And the second one is I can't imagine. Or there is nobody here now. There is nobody here now. So the second one
Yeah.
is nobody here now. And I can't imagine why anyone should want to come here. You cannot think why anybody should want to come here. Anyone.
Okay.
And you can give number C. Is there? That is the question.
Is there some reason why you shouldn't arrange any music lesson during the week when there are no exams at school? Non-exam at school?
Is there? That is the question. Is there? Are there? So it must be, is there any reason? Is there any reason why you shouldn't arrange? Is there any reason why you shouldn't arrange some music lessons? You shouldn't arrange some music lessons during the week when there are no exams at all. No exams at all. Like this. And D. Dùng cái kiểu
There is some doubt. That
hey,
is
we never say that way. There is no doubt that. So it means that you are very sure. There is no doubt that we say that way.
there is no doubt that if anyone can do it, and she can, even though she had No have problem recently.
There is no doubt that if, according to the meaning, it must be anyone can do it. If anyone can do it, she can. She can. So next one is extra information, additional information. Even though she has had some health problems recently. Even though some health problems recently. And let's go to number E. Key.
Okay. They say that uh something is better than nothing.
Hmm.
And that have a lot of better than
No is better
uh
than.
any
No, none. Mama
or
machine at
none.
the
Okay.
sign, the choshi. So
Okay.
it must be none.
But none. But I don't agree with that anymore.
Mm. The first one, they say that something is better than nothing. That is a saying. Something is better than nothing. And the
Or
second
nothing.
one, according to the meaning, half a loaf is better than nothing. You know, you are quite positive. I don't agree with that anymore. Okay, let's go to the use of only. It may be more than one suitable answer. In number 7, Hyunki, can rewrite the following sentence?
We write the following sentence. Only in the right place for the intended meaning. There is more than one possibility in some sentence.
In some sentences, more than one answer is possible, depending on your opinion. You need to put only to make it simple. So the first one, Hyunki, where will you put only?
Only B could get it for Gabi,
Mm,
and there are a few minutes left before the bus leave.
yes, correct. So the answer is there are only a few minutes left, right? That way. Do it. Okay. B. Key, could you please read?
Yes. If I had allowed a bit more time for the journey, I wouldn't have missed the plane that day. Okay.
Where will
Um,
you put only?
I will put only. I wouldn't have missed the plane only that day. On the last part, I think. On the last.
Does it make sense? I wouldn't have missed the plane. I don't think it is suitable for the previous one. I know there are other possibilities, but we cannot put only there. If only I had allowed a bit more time for the journey, I wouldn't have missed the plane that day. I wouldn't have missed the plane that day. If only I had allowed, if only,
Oh yeah, sorry.
right? Or
Yes.
if your answer is in another place, like if I had allowed only a bit more time,
Yes.
it is also okay. Yeah, that way. C. Where will you put only?
There were five at the beginning of the day, but by the end there were only two.
Only two. Right? And next D. Key.
The person who understands how to do it isn't here at the moment. Can you come back later? Okay, I will put only the the person who understand.
I understand what you mean, but in this case, if you want to put ID lugar darling, nale do lugar
Yes,
darling, so
the
it
only
means the
person.
only person. The only person. We say that. And next, E. Yongke, your turn.
They saw him and didn't speak.
They didn't speak to him.
Only.
So it means, where will you put only?
Yes.
They didn't speak to him. They only means just. So in this case, they only saw him. They didn't speak to him. It means that they didn't speak. They didn't have time to speak. They just saw. It means like that. How about key? Number F.
They saw him. They didn't see only her.
They didn't see only
Only her.
her, or they saw only him. Which one is better?
They saw only him.
Only him.
Ah, yes.
They saw only him. It means that they saw only the boy, not the girl.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the next sentence, they didn't see her. So you need to put only they. It depends on the meaning. You need to put only in several ways. How about yung yung number G?
They saw him. We didn't see only him.
What does it mean? No. Only they saw him. Only they saw him. They didn't see him. Oh, we didn't see him. It means that they saw you, but you didn't see him. It means like, got it? Only they saw him. သူတို့ပဲမြင်လိုက်တာငါတို့ကမမြင်လိုက်ဘူး like this. Only they saw him. သူတို့ကသာလျှင်သူ့ကိုမြင်ခဲ့တာ but we didn't see him. ငါတို့ကသူ့ကိုမမြင်ဘူး like this. How about number H? Key.
He can only teach English. He isn't qualified to teach French.
Yes, of course. It means that he cannot teach the other subject, only English. How about next? I.
The museum
Allows
only beauty, taking photograph or touching the exhibit or exhibit is
exhibits is forbidden. Forbidden means it is not allowed. Not allowed. So it means only allows viewing, just for seeing. Okay, I will do that for this unit. And I will start unit 8. We have finished workbook for unit 7. Now I'm going to start unit 8. Exotic places. Course book again. You will have to take time to look at the share screen. Page 111. I will do text 8A. 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 Before you read 8A, I want you to read the introduction part. Here is a selection of. Do you see that?
Yes.
Could you please read?
Here is a selection of extracts describing the Sahara at night and taken from the memoir of a
French
French pilot who crashed and was stranded in the desert in 1935.
This extract
Which one are you reading?
Page 111.
Page 111.
I will share the screen.
Okay.
Here. This one. Unit 8. Exotic places.
Yes.
I let Yonggi read the introduction. This one. Here is a selection of extracts describing the Sahara at night. So, what is this reading text about? What is this reading text about?
French pilot who crashed
About a French pilot
who
crashed and who was stranded in the desert in 1935.
Is it the main idea?
Like the paragraph is described about the Sahara at night.
At night. It is the description of the Sahara Desert at night. the nightlife in the Sahara. So who took that record? Who took that record? Who wrote that record?
French
A
pilot.
French pilot. A French pilot. What type of test is it? What type of test is it? What type of test is it?
The descriptive.
Description of what?
Description.
What type? What type? Yeah, it is mentioned. The memoir.
Memoir.
Yeah, memoir means that written record. So it means that he recorded that extract. He wrote that experience. That is called memoir. Why was that French pilot in the desert? Why? Why was he in the desert? 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 Very simple.
In 1935.
He crashed.
No. Yeah. Say.
He crashed 70.
Yes. Because of the plane crash. Crash means was stranded in the desert. Because of the plane crash, he was in the desert in 1935. So through this sentence, we could learn the background information of this extract. There are some new words in bold. I will let you check the new words in dictionary quickly. Try to understand this reading test on your own first. Later, we will discuss some exercises. In number 2, I will do C. Okay, read quickly, try to understand the new words, and also we must do number C exercise, and number 3 as well. Number 3A, synonyms for some bold words. Do it. Let's read now. Key, could you please read number 1?
Okay. The first tumble as if
Crumble.
shimmering. Yeah,
Crumble.
tumble as if shimmering in green water will be a long time yet before they harden into diamond. And still longer before I can witness the silent game of the shooting star deep in the heart of some night. I have been so money raising spark that it seemed as if a great wind were blowing among the stars.
Mm. Uh, the writer was in the desert at the time. The first stars tremble. Tremble means shake. As if shimmering, it means flickering in green water. So he is describing the stars that he saw in the sky at the time. The stars were twinkling, shimmering, flickering. It will be a long time yet before they harden into diamonds. They were like diamonds, the comparison with diamonds. And still longer before I can witness. Witness means saw. In this case, see, right? I can see the silent games of the shooting stars, some shooting stars. So the writer saw the stars deep in the heart of some nights. So the night was quite deep, late night. I have seen so many rising sparks that it seemed as if a great wind were blowing among the stars. It means the wind was blowing hard, right? That way. And number 2, Yung can read.
Get here for the night on our village.
Gathered
Gathered
for
for the
the
night
night.
on our village square. That patch of sand lit by a flickering light from our crags.
Crepes
We waited. We were waiting for the dawn
would save
that
us
would save us, and Sandy indefinable
indefinable
gave that night the flavor of Christmas. We shared memories, we bantered, and we sang. We taste the gentle excitement of the wave planet celebration, and yet we were infinitely destitute, and wind, sun, and stars, hosted even for a trapeze, but on that poorly lit pair,
patch
6 or 7 men who posed
possessed
nothing in the world but their memory were sharing invisible wishes.
invisible riches. Gathered for the night on our village square. That patch of sand lit by the flickering light from our crates. It seems like it means, besides the pilot, the French pilot, there were some other people. They were in the desert. They were sitting in a circular shape. It means like that, like they gathered at night in the village. What were they doing? They were waiting. Waited means waiting. They were waiting. What were they waiting? They were waiting for the dawn. So dawn, dawn. How do you understand my dawn? Nighttime or dawn. How do you understand my dawn? Morning.
Morning early,
Early morning.
early
In
morning.
Burmese, ayong. They were waiting for the dawn. That would save us. They were waiting for the team who will save them in the desert. And something indefinable gave that night the flavor of Christmas. So indefinable means indescribable. It cannot be described. It cannot be described. And it was quite the same the same as the Christmas. We shared memories. And, while waiting for the dawn, they were talking about their past. They were talking about their memories. And we bantered and we sang. We bantered and we sang. They sang and they make jokes. Bantered means joke, not to fall asleep. They make jokes. They sang. They shared their story, life story. We were infinitely destitute. Infinitely destitute means that at that time they didn't have any food. Wind, sun, and stars. What they saw were only suns and stars. Yeah, and austerity even for a trumpetist. Trumpets is already given in the last part, a mek or a nan. Even for a trumpet. But on that poorly lit patch, 6 or 7 men who possessed nothing in the world, but their memories were sharing invisible riches. They were in the desert, they didn't have any possession at the time, and they could share what they about their experiences like that. Number 3, you can read quickly. I hope we could finish.
The golden hills offered up their luminous slope to the moon, and other rose up in the shadow to its frontier,
Frontier
frontier with the light.
with the light.
In this deserted factory or darkness and moonlight their region
Ring.
rich, and the
Hair.
peace over in abeyance and the silence of the trap, and I fell asleep within it. When I awoke, I
Wait,
saw
wait,
no
stop. I would discuss up to this because there are only 3 minutes. The golden hills offered up their luminous slopes. Here is like this. Luminous slope. This is called slope. Luminous means quite bright. To the moon. So under the night, under the moonlight, the rider could see the hill, and others rose up in the shadow to its frontier with the light. So that is the time that he saw in the early morning. Luminous means shine, something like that. Frontier means border. You could see the borderline of the light. In this deserted factory of darkness and moonlight, there reigned the peace of work in abeyance and the silence of a trap, and I fell asleep within it. So it means that it was quite silent for a while, and the rider fell asleep. Okay, we could finish the last part. Go on reading. When I awoke.
When I awoke, I saw nothing but the pool of the night sky, for I was lying on the right with my arms stretched out, facing that had 3 or stars, with no understanding at that moment or those depths. I was seized by vertigo, for with no
I was seized by vertigo.
I was by vertigo, for with no root to climb to cling to no root or tree branch between those depths and me. I was already adrift and sinking, abandoned to my fate like a diver.
Mm. They in the previous part they were in the crate. This is the desert, and they were in the crate, and they are trying to go up to the land because here the sun June. It means when the rider was awake, The writer saw nothing but the blue of the night sky, so still nighttime. For I was lying on the ridge. He was still lying with my arms stretched out and facing that hatchery of stars. So it means he still saw the stars with no understanding at that moment of those depths. He could not guess the depth of the sun June, and I was seized by the vertigo. It means that when he was awake, he was dizzy. You know dizzy? Vertigo means dizziness. What is the meaning of dizzy? Kaumura. For with no root to cling to. Seize me stopped. He was stopped because of his dizziness. It means he he could not hold root or cling to or roof or some branches he could not hold because he was in the desert. If somebody feels dizzy, we not to fall, we always hold something. But for him, he could not do that. It means like I was already adrift and sinking, abandoned to my fall like a diver. So he fell down and he was in the sand again. So diver means like a diver, he fell again. He could not get over the sand dune. It means he was still in the crate. So try to understand this text at home, right? I will continue the exercise. Today is Friday, okay. So next week. Okay,
Yes.
bye-bye.
Bye
See,
bye.
read ahead. Read ahead. Some
Yes.
exercise.